YouTube. Hello, everyone. It's Entrepreneurship and Personal Development Club here. It's our iced coffee hour event. We're having today a wonderful speaker to start off the quarter. We have Roman Kalashnikov, who is the BC alumni. He graduated from Bellevue College, and correct me if I'm wrong, Roman, at any point. In spring 2020, got his bachelor's in business intelligence and currently self-employed. So, and the way he earns money partially is through the stock market. And today we're going to touch such interesting topic, which has a lot of controversy around it as trading. And we're hopefully going to give you some understanding if it truly is a scam or if it is actual job. We're not giving any advice. We're just sharing opinions of others who are actually in the field right now. So, hello, Roman. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi, Dimo. Thank you. Thank you everybody for coming here today, and happy to know more about stock trading and how to be financially successful.
Thank you. Can you introduce yourself a little bit more? Did it touch pretty much everything and we just want to jump into the topic, or do you want to add anything to my introduction?
No, you were pretty much correct. My name is Roman Kalashnikov. I come from Russia and study here for business intelligence, as Dim already said. Graduated about 6 months ago, and no, actually it was summer. Yeah, it was summer, July. And yeah, now I'm looking for a job and doing stock trading as my main income currently. So.
Okay, so if you touch the topic of looking for a job, how hard it is to find a job right now? As for us, like the people who are studying right now, we're all coming to this point where we have to transfer or like still find a job if we study. So how hard it is?
Yeah, as you might expect, pandemic is not looking good for everybody. The moment you graduate or just looking for a part-time jobs, it might be tough. Some people or some companies, they're probably going to be really picky about choosing you for their position because they're looking for experienced people, people who know what they're doing and have been in the field for about 2 to 3 years now. And they're not planning to provide any training, so you got to be on your own. You got to do your internships anytime you can, so be ready for that. But you should never be discouraged by these events. You just keep on trying if you want to live a better life, right?
How you mentioned that you're an international student. How an international student can find a job after the college? Aren't we supposed to leave, or what should we do? What are our options?
Well, right after graduation for international students, you must talk to your international advisor to apply for OPT, optional training program. And after that, after you talk to your advisor, you'll decide which documents you have to gather. They're going to tell you where to send it. They're going to tell you how the process is going to look like. And then you must wait for an approval from immigration office. And it might take about three months or 3 to 5 months, because I've been waiting for 5 since the pandemic started. And it's been a tough time because you can't even tell your employer, your future employer, that you can work right away. So you gotta find any compromise with yourself too. But yeah, it's not that difficult to be approved for OPT, so you shouldn't worry about that too much. You just have to make up your mind if you want to do it or not. Or you can keep on doing what you want to do back in your country. It's up to you.
Thank you. I know you mentioned that you earn money through the stock market, but can you go a little bit into detail how it exactly works and what kind of trading do you do? And just tell us more about it.
Well, that's a broad topic. So I could start from the beginning when I had my mistakes made from how I started learning about this. So basically when I realized I can do stock trading, it was after I watched Wolf from Wall Street. Of course, they're talking about brokerage and stuff. So you have to call your customer, convince them this is a good stock to buy. But right now, the technology is pretty much advanced. You can do it all your stuff by yourself. Just register for a good broker with no commissions, hopefully. And it might be a tough one at first because you gotta learn. You gotta learn new experiences. For example, my first trade, I was at a loss maybe at 30% of what I had initially. That was a big hit for me. And so I had to learn. I decided that I should take a break. I should like not go far in it because I'm going to lose myself. And then I decided why not to take a look at it closer. I started searching for books, for videos on YouTube, for people who teach about stock trading almost daily to other people. And I've learned about for 2 years now. And throughout these 2 years, I haven't made a single trade. And then when I started it, I already practiced a bit. After making a couple of losses, I finally realized how to make certain predictions using technical analysis, fundamental analysis, or just statistics, just by looking at the graphs. And it's not going to look so difficult because with time you're going to learn, or you're going to see how the trends go. It all comes with the practice and experience. And the only way to make this experience and learn this, you have to make mistakes because people learn from their mistakes, right?
That's right. That's absolutely right. Every time learning from my mistakes. But what's important about what you said right now, the first thing you mentioned is you had to realize a 30% loss from your first trading. And as you said, learn from mistakes. And it's really fascinating how you did not drop that. And this mistake did not encourage you to drop out. It actually encouraged you to learn more, and you realize that there is something that you have to learn before start, which is a really good example, not only in trading, but actually in every sphere that you can go into, that any mistake that you can do, it does not necessarily mean that you have to drop. It means that you have to maybe learn more. It's not the trading problem. It's like, how is they call? It's not the investment. It's the investor, right? Who is the problem?
Mm-hmm. So actually, about this is not the investment. It's this investor, and your richness comes not from the money, but from your mind. So you have to be mentally ready for this, that you're going to lose, but you can also make profit from it.
So yeah, and speaking about losing, what can you say for some horrible statistics that we have in the internet? So how it happened for me, I just Google searched day trading, and it went 90% of day traders lose their money, or like 80% of day traders lose their money. What can you say about it?
Most day traders, when they start, they don't know what they're doing actually. Just like so when you first see this everything brokerage account, you see like buy, sell, a bunch of stocks that are going low, going to drop or going to break out and go higher, and everybody is making an impulse and they start buying when the stock goes up. Then they lose because they don't know that the stock is going to go down after that, because they don't know this what so basic movements, I could say.
The patterns.
Yeah, the patterns. Yeah, you gotta learn the patterns. There's a lot to learn first, but once you learn it, you have to practice it.
And so when it comes to practicing, well, as students here, our resources are very much limited. And so when I tried to trade, I only, as you know, only had $300 to practice. So, and what it says to me that, first of all, that I don't have much money for day trading particularly. But what other thing that's on me is the fear of losing all of my money while trying. So do you have any advice for those people like me who don't have really much money for practice, but they still want to learn it?
Save up money.
Save up money?
Yeah, I mean, actually, I'm going to tell you like a story background after that. So once you start the stock trading, you have to certainly find the money to do it, because to make bigger profits, you need the bigger capital, right? So you have to learn the financial literacy. You have to know how to be able to save up some money to grow your capital, grow your investments, and then further invest your investments and grow like that. So basically, if you're doing like a part-time job, you have to realize that you can just save up those 10 to 20% from your paycheck into your investing account, and you can just go on from there. And you might realize that with as the months go by, you'll see that the money just go up and up and up, even without investing anything. You just have to kind of calculate what you're ready to save up from your paycheck, what you can cut from your daily spendings. You don't have to buy like clothes. You don't have to like go restaurants all the time, right? You can just, as I've been doing, I eat rice, some chicken. That's it. Cheap feeling. Yeah.
So, okay, before we move on, one pro saving tip from Roman Kalashnikov that you may share to use. Can you share one pro saving tip from Roman Kalashnikov on how to save money? Just before we move on. Really quick tip.
So save up anything you can. Like literally, as I said, to restaurants, stop it. Nada.
So what you mean, let me rephrase it. Basically, what you're trying to say is focus on your needs, neither than your wants, right? So try out to save on those wants, such as brand clothes, restaurants, cars, anything, and try to focus on what you really need. You know, I need to eat this much today, and
it's kind of a reward system. You have to work some time to reward yourself with going to that restaurant with your own money. So that's how it works.
Okay, thank you. And moving on, I had read half of the book, as I said before, it's called Day Trading for a Living. I'm sorry, I forgot the author's name. It's a very complicated name. But what I learned from this school, from this book, the two things that I want to outline during this meeting. First of all, on the trading, there is such thing as the financial institutions such as Wall Street have those bots and machines that used to trade massive amounts of money in the penny stocks and other stocks, basically low and medium cap stocks, and they spent tons of amounts of money because those big institutions such as banks, they just have it unlimited tons of money. And what happens is that unexperienced traders just get wiped out by those manipulations of the stock market. How can you counter that? What advice would you give to people? Like maybe avoid some sort of stocks, or how are you dealing with this?
It all depends on the amount that you're planning to invest. So as we had in our sessions, decided that since you have like $300 for your investing, it's probably for the best if you're investing in penny stocks, like from $0 to $1 worth of stock, because these stocks, they make huge moves, but also they can be really, really risky if you're investing with $1,000, for example. So as your budget grows on and you start to have like around 8,000 in your account, you're gonna realize that it's time to move on. It's time to start buying $70 stocks to finally make little risk for yourself and for your investments, and less profits too, but it makes up. It makes up for your risks because you don't want to lose everything that you've grown over a certain amount of time. This is one way to not be tricked by those Wall Street companies.
So yeah, thank you. And I remember the name. I was thinking about the name that I wrote, and I remember there is abbreviation of HFT, which stands for high frequency trading machines. Those are bots that they're called. And the other thing that I wanted to outline from this book, I want to have your opinion on that. So what the author said that yes, traders lose money, but it doesn't really matter as long as you're managing your risk properly. So what his thesis was is that if your risk reward is 1 to 3, so basically if you are sure that your reward for the investment will be 3 times from your initial deposit into the stock, that means that you have to be right only 25% of the time in order to be profitable consistently. Is it true? What do you think about it?
It depends, because you can never be sure that the stock gonna be any way profitable, because it's really hard to predict. So even if you're 25% right of all the times, and then you have 75% losses, they may be huge losses. You may lose like a $700, and then in those 25% of profitable trades, you make up only at $300. So you can't be sure about this. So again, it's practice. Any experience, any proficiency comes with practice. You basically, even your manager can say that he wouldn't be a manager right now if he wasn't be practicing this every day of his life, working the same job.
Thank you for the comment. Another question that's really interesting that I want to ask is, there are all those patterns that that are created and that other traders and educating people that say there are just so many of them created, different strategies coming out of them, such as bottom reversal, top reversal strategies, whatever they are. I don't want to go specifically deep into that in
That's a
this
lot.
meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I wanted to ask you is, why do they work? I know they don't work all the time, but why do they work, and why they're considered the patterns and everything is like, it's like a base of trading? Why is that?
It is. It depends. Once you start going into this, you'll see that the graphs, they always rely on the volume. They always rely on the volatility and the resistance lines and support lines. There is a lot of technical indicators that will help you identify these patterns, because there is such thing called a candlestick pattern. With this candlestick, you will be able to identify how the price moves, how many buyers were at this period of time. For example, we say within 1 hour. Within 1 hour, the stock might go down, and then a certain amount of people bought it, and a certain amount of people were trying to sell it lower, kind of dropping the price of the stock. But then, as the amount of buyers is growing, the stock goes reversal, goes up again. This is a matter of how you're gonna read it, how you're gonna learn it. Yeah.
But still, why do they work? How did they get created? Why do they work? So why is it happening like this?
It is statistics. Because how long has been the market alive? Since 1970s or so, maybe even earlier. And then it's been around 50 plus years. And this is statistics. Throughout the whole time, people seen these patterns happening within 1 hour, 1 day, and you just happen to see them more often within your life, within your experience, and you're able to see them with your naked eye without knowing any technical analysis of them. This just happens that you see it and you know what's going to happen. but again, not 100% of the time.
What are the stepping stones of trading in a way? What are the main things that you have to master before going into actual trading? In your opinion?
From my personal experience, it seems like you have to learn almost anything that you can to be able to make trades profitably. My focus is a swing trade and day trading, which for me, I have to learn technical analysis more than fundamental analysis. So technical analysis is more of graphs, the indicators, the wicks high and lowest. There's a lot of them, and you have to learn each of them to see a bigger picture. But then for fundamental, you don't have to spend a lot of time and a lot of your attention to certain stock or to the whole market. You just have to be able to identify who is in charge of the company and what this company's projects are. If this projects succeed, the company stocks might go up, and then you make a profit for yourself over 5 years, and they can be huge.
Okay, then interesting question in a way. So right now, during the pandemic, there is a tendency that a lot of people who have not traded before, but they're jumping in through the such progress and Robinhood, Webull, and many other brokerage accounts right now. And what we see is the company should not specifically do something good in order to stock to pump. For example, Nikola, who went public, got a lot of attention through it. The other thing is Tesla, which got hype only because of the election news for some reason. So how could you comment on this? Why is this happening? So if the company is, nowadays, even the company, if it's not profitable, has any downward trending, still a lot of people jump into that and thereby driving the stock price up. So how can you comment that? Why is it happening in your opinion?
It's possibly of what the politicians might say in their pre-election companies, because most of the candidates, they might say something about the technical stocks. Like they're gonna focus on that, make their investments into that too, and so people gonna listen to them. They go, okay, we gotta buy this because everybody's gonna start putting money into this, and then also it can be opposite way. You can hear and candidates say, okay, these fuel stocks, recyclable energy, anything, it's not going to work out for me. That's why we're going to stop supporting as a government this department or this section. So they lose the social support, you could say. So they're not going to be so focused on that. That's why it's going to be a lot of loss in there.
Okay, moving a little bit back, you said that you focus on swing trading and day trading. It's just one of the many kinds of trading, but can you specify what's the difference for those who don't know?
Well, day trading is trading when you make one trade a day or more. So buy, sell on the same day, multiple times. And swing trade is when you buy a stock and then keep it for a week or a month or even more to make some profits.
Okay. And so one of the most important questions, that's the reason why we started this event actually. So what do you think? Is it worth trying or is it just a scam?
It's a matter of your mental readiness for this. So for me, I'm gladly, once I have enough capital, I think it will be a stable income for myself. I will gladly start doing this as a full-time day trading. But for now, since I'm just a student, I just graduated from the college, not much in my pocket after paying such huge tuitions. Yeah, I gotta find a job so to grow my capital. But I certainly can say it's not a scam because you gotta learn. This is just like any other profession. You gotta learn what you're doing. You gotta love it. If you don't have passion for this, then you don't try it because it's gonna be a loss for you and a waste of your time.
That's
Time and money.
actually really nice. Uh, um, so, a couple of more questions before we go to your Q&A. What do you need to start except for the capital?
You have to have a resource of your knowledge. You gotta find some books. Listen to such great investors as oh my god, I forgot his name. The investor or something. Oh my god, how could I forget this?
Trying to recognize.
Huh?
Buffett or
Warren Buffett.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah, my memory was not in there. My memory is really bad with the names anyway, so don't focus on that. But yeah, you just listen to such great people who are made a life on the investments. They've been doing this for 60 plus years, or even 30 plus years. They definitely have something to say about the stock market or overall in the market because they've been in there for 30 years. They know how it goes. They have a lot of financial advisors behind their back too. And also Robert Kiyosaki. He is the other like great choices for listening to. That's actually me and Dima. We are focusing on his studies too.
Well, Robert Kiyosaki is not specifically in
He's
trading.
not stock investor, but yeah, he's a businessman. Yeah.
He roasted trading in this book, but there is an actual guy who is his stock advisor, or as he calls him, a paper asset advisor, whose name is Andy Tanner. So if anybody is interested in Andy Tanner, I'll put it into the chat. He has his 4 pillars of investing. He has the book 401 Chaos, which is the retirement account Chaos, and so on and so forth. But before that, we have one last question for you, Roman. It's exactly what resources would you recommend for those who started? What resources helped you that you would like to share with us?
There is a couple of websites. Personally, I started searching from the YouTube to learn and see how the people are actually doing this, just to be familiar with the process. There is such YouTube channel as Warrior Trading. It's not paid. I wasn't paid to do this commercial, but yeah, yeah, a channel Warrior Trading. The guy does day trading his whole life, so he has a lot of great tips, a lot of word about the risk management, how to not lose money and maintain your losses and profits. Also, what I found very useful resource is a trading view. A lot of people giving useful information over there as posts. I could actually send some. Yeah, I could type it in the chat too.
I saw that you have like a reading list that you had of the books that you have read and planning to read. Would you be willing to share it with us so we could share it in our Instagram and show it to students? If that's okay with you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. And so before we finish, we have what time is it actually? I'm sorry, I forgot. I lost the sense of time. It's 3:40. So let's just jump into some questions. And if anybody has questions, just feel free to raise a hand and unmute yourself, ask a question, drop a question into the chat. I'll read it for you. So yeah, feel free to ask any questions if you have. By the
All
way,
right,
while people are thinking about the questions, I just want to advertise a little bit. Right now, starting this quarter, after we have meetings every Friday, 3 to 4. Typically, Friday meetings are the guest speakers, such as Roman. Next week, we will have an entrepreneur who started her own business, which is a consulting firm called Hasabi LLC. Her name is Alia, and she gladly responded to us and agreed to come to campus and share her experience as an entrepreneur. She worked in Microsoft, and in 2017, she started her own business. So we'll start posting information about it after today's event, so feel free to join it next week. But another new thing that we have is right now, after every single Friday event, we will have a 30 minutes or more or less of Instagram Live where we will host a Q&A session regarding the club stuff, maybe the meeting stuff, any leftover questions, or if you have any questions to the officer team, just feel free to jump into our Instagram. Nada, if you can, or any other officers, can you just drop an Instagram link into the chat so that people could have it? And right now, let's jump into the questions. And I saw that Itzi, your hand was up first, so feel free to unmute yourself and ask a question. Oh, you're muted.
We can't.
So again, Roman, thank you so much for being here. It's been exciting to hear you. I really like that you share with us that you graduated and you're not settling down for anything, that you want to do what you like, and that you're experiencing all these while you're probably also looking for work. So I like that message that you're sending to students. Now, so you did explain about trading, but let's say that I really don't know anything. I want to start from scratch. What do I do? Do I open an app? Let's say that I did save some money because you were talking about the importance of saving and all of that. But could you tell me the steps? I want to start today, let's say. What can I do?
Well, first of all, yeah, I'm just gonna say what my process was, because this is how I learned. I can't advocate for other people too, because everybody got their own experiences. But what mine was is that I found out about such app as Robinhood. This is not actually very advanced app. This is for people who are kind of lazy investors, you could say. So download this app, open it, just familiarize yourself with the process. You'll be able to easily search any stock that you're interested, like AT&T. I don't know, what's your favorite brand?
Favorite brand? Let's just say Starbucks.
Yeah, Starbucks.
Mm-hmm.
A cheap company, you could just invest the money in there, and they're very stable stock, which is good for long term. So, and while you can just keep money in there, you'll feel that your money can go down and up. You'll even though it's not big profit loss, but you'll start feeling that this makes an impact on how you learn. You're gonna start preparing mentally yourself that you can do this, or you can't. It's gonna happen naturally. And then, as long as you wait, if it grows, the stock, let's think positively. You gotta search for books, YouTube videos. As I've already sent Warrior Trading YouTube channel and Trading You. These are great sources. Also, I was planning to send a couple of books. Yes, so knowledge is power, knowledge is richness. You have to learn. And also you have to decide for yourself which is going to be your choice. Long-term investment, or you want to trade short-term. And if you don't want to focus too much, because stock trading is a very stressful kind of environment, because you have to do a lot of analyzing for yourself and identify everything. I know it was stressful for me right before graduation too. And but I already focused myself on the technical analysis, on the short terms, and it was quite an adventure, and I'm planning on keep on doing it because I really liked it. But yes, you have to learn from the books. Books are the best. Books are your friends.
Thank you, Roman.
Yes, you're welcome. And also, for anyone who is interested, if you have any questions, I'm ready to answer, or you could reach out to me by Instagram or anywhere. Actually, Dima could actually send the link or something.
Yeah, I'll send the Instagram, or if you want your email or whatever it feels more convenient for you, for me to share how people can outreach to you. But before I do that, we have a question in the chat. So Nada is asking, what are the indexes that you look at daily to analyze market trends? Can you maybe go and expand what are the indexes that Nada is talking about? What is that, and how are they important for analyzing daily trends? And then say which ones do you look for?
Well, indexes, there are many different indexes to look at, but the main ones that you see almost in every news channel, those are the indexes that are the blue chip stocks, and as they grow and drop in their graphs and their prices, this is how the market reacts. So if you look at the index, it was growing up all of the time, like for 20 years, for example. And then right when the pandemic started dropping, that's how the market reacts. As the indexes drop, the market drops, the prices will go lower. And there is many different indexes. There is the indexes for technology, indexes for energy, medicine, pharmacy, you name it, anything. So just also, it's up to you which one you want to look at and which one you're feeling lucky in. I don't know.
But can you explain more? What is exactly an index or an index fund that Nada is talking about, and which one do you look at?
Well, the main index to just that's certainly which one I'm using is the general index as SPY, as Nada already said, like SPY, VIX. But SPY is the index which has most of the blue chip stocks, as Microsoft, Apple, Tesla just recently has been added into these blue chip stocks. And basically the prices go up and down with this same index. This is just going to be easier for you to identify how to see the current market trends, just so you're safe yourself from making a bad decision on your investments.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any more questions? Because I do certainly have some, but let's see if somebody from the audience has questions. We have some newcomers who joined, not who were a little bit late for the meeting. So we had Maxim Fisenko, we had Yusuf Ben, we had Ramon Conception. Oh my God, it's my boss. He will kill me. Ramon Concepcion.
Hi, Ramon.
Thank you so much for joining. If you have any questions, so Ramon, can you reintroduce yourself for them, so what kind of questions they could ask you?
Wait, could you say that again?
Can you reintroduce yourself for those people who joined us not from the beginning?
Yeah. Hi, everyone again. My name is Roman Kalashnikov. I am alumni for Bellevue College, and I graduated not in business, even though I'm doing stocks. I'm doing in business intelligence, a bachelor degree. And stocks is only just my main source of income right now, since I can't find a job here, or it's just very tough, I could say.
So we have here Ramon and Itzel, people who are very experienced with a lot of job experience, and probably the thing that they know the best about the stock market is their retirement accounts, probably because the retirement accounts are managed. So basically, you just give money to your retirement manager in a way, and they manage your portfolio in order for you to maximize the returns for the moment when you retire. They use it through such accounts as 401k. So probably maybe you could tell them about your retirement strategy. What do you think about those accounts? Maybe if you have any opinion about them, maybe something to share about it, if you have any.
Yeah, but before I answer that, yes, Ramon, I am doing daily trading. That's on every day. Almost every time I wake up, I look at my phone and just, should I buy this? Not. Then check the internet for better technicals, and then I make my decisions. And for your answer, I hasn't been thinking about this retirement account for too much because I know from experience of my uncle, he relies on the company. So the company provides you with the financial advisors who manage your 401k, and they give you choice of blue chip accounts or according to their risk management strategy. They're gonna give you like a catalog of the stocks that they think gonna be from most safe to most risky, and then they make this choice. But for my retirement, I'm probably gonna do a separate account from my full-time job or my main source of income, because as a stock trader, I'm probably gonna do like a certain different accounts, one for long-term, which is gonna be certainly my investment or retirement, because this is gonna hold the most of my money in there to have what's the word for not cheap life? No.
Google?
Okay, for rich life. Retirement for a rich life. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We just had a lot of discussions about retirement accounts. That's the reason I asked. I think we should. I'm actually right now, guys, for all the listeners and viewers and those people who are interested in that. We are currently as a club in the search of speakers for both winter and spring. We are aiming at having 10 speakers for the winter quarter. Roman is the first one. Next week, we have Alia, who is the entrepreneur who started her own business, which is a consulting firm for business owners and small businesses. What I want to say that right now, because this topic is actually very important about retirement and not a lot of people think about it, especially in our ages, and we don't typically know a lot of the differences between traditional and Roths, differences between 401k, IRAs, any other forms of retirement. We're searching, and hopefully we'll have a speaker from, I will not say where it is from, it will be a little secret. We'll hopefully have some investments manager who will come to us and speak about those types of accounts. But that's another story. We'll focus on Roman right now. Okay. So we have only 5 minutes left. I just want to remind everybody who is here, after this meeting, we'll hold a 30-minute live Q&A session. It can be focused on anything, any questions that you might have. How are you? Come here, we'll answer that for you. What stocks should I buy? We will not answer it for you. We're dumb. I'm dumb. I will not answer this question. If you have any sort of questions about my opinion on retirement accounts, join in, we can talk about it. And you want to find out how to join a club, how to contribute to a club, also join in. We'll tell you your options and what you can do. And of course, what we would like to share is the value that we can provide for you as a club. That's what we want to focus on right now. And so, any last questions for Roman? Because before we finish, we have only 4 minutes left.
I don't bite. You can answer me anything. Question me anything.
I have another question. I think that is very related to what Ramon was asking. Is there also an important... Is he there?
Oh.
He's gone.
Accidentally.
We don't bite.
What was your question?
I wanted to ask also if it's important the time that you do these tradings, because I don't know. I have the idea. There you are.
Sorry, I just...
You want to leave us soon? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Run away.
I wanted to ask you, and it's related to the question that Ramon was asking. So he asked about daily trading, right? Now, is there a specific time that you should do this? Is it early in the morning that you should be doing this, or it really doesn't matter?
Mostly it doesn't matter, because for the person who just starts doing this, it's going to be too risky to start doing it early in the morning. So yeah, mostly it doesn't matter, because as the starting investor, beginner, you're going to have to learn from daily graphs, which you don't have to look at any 1 minute graphs, 15 minutes, because this is going to be too advanced to start with and too risky. Definitely, because nobody's, you're not going to know, you're not going to have any idea how the stock is going to react. Early in the morning, the stocks are the most volatile and the most dangerous for trading. So have to keep this in mind. But yes, the market opens usually 6:30 Pacific time. So if you're an early bird, you can start from there. But I wouldn't recommend for a beginner. Yes.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you again.
Yeah, you're welcome.
If you allow me, I have a closing cost. Oh, sorry, closing cost. I'm sorry. A closing question. Anyway, we have 2 minutes. So when me and Roman tried to do this together, when he was teaching me some strategies and some tactics, how to do this over the winter break, he gave me a book, which I want you to, which has a very interesting name. It's called Investing for Dummies. So can you explain this, please? Why is it? No, but it's just the jokes here, but honestly, it's a very good book for the beginners. It talks about risk management and differences between investing and trading. So I would actually recommend people to start with something like this or some other books from the Roman's list that he will share. And we will share it on our Instagram and through our email list. Okay, so it's pretty much the end of the meeting. I just want to say thank you so much, Roman, for finding time to meet with us. Thank you so much for coming. It was a very, very interesting meeting. And I just want to say to everyone, thank you for all the